Oh, silver button is on.
Can we just follow the instructions?
Vaporization sequence has been initiated. Evacuate the area immediately. I repeat, evacuate the area immediately.
It's telling us to evacuate the area. It's because the oxalic acid fumes are harmful. Right, okay, we're going to have a go at testing this machine now on oxalic acid. Here's the oxalic acid. So I'm going to open the lid if I can find the button. Here we are. Take half a teaspoonful of oxalic acid, put it into the heating chamber. Maybe just a little bit more. Here we are. I'll put this right down there and put a wing nut on here to secure it down. There we are. So I've put a little bit of insulating material around the heating chamber because it's quite cold today. We tested it inside. This is the first test outside and it just seems to lose a little bit of heat. So what we're trying to achieve, we're trying to get the vapour to come out of this chamber here by the means of the fan, down the pipe and out the other end into a beehive. Obviously it's just set up now for testing purposes, so ultimately that will go into the entrance of a beehive. So here we go, let's press the button. Okay, it's making the right noises.
Vaporization sequence has been initiated. Evacuate the area immediately.
Right, it's telling me to
evacuate the area immediately.
It's telling me to get out of the way because oxalic acid is actually quite toxic, especially in vapour form, so we don't want to poison ourselves. So let's evacuate. Okay, here we are. I'm safely behind the camera now. I'm just going to zoom in on it a little bit. Unfortunately, there's not actually going to be a great deal to see because when it actually vaporizes, the fan's so powerful that it actually just blows the smoke at such a high force you don't even see it. But what we might see is a tiny bit of smoke coming out of the top of the fan just before the point where it actually blasts off like a space rocket. So as the pitch of the beeps increases, that indicates that the temperatures...
Alright, lift off and the clock has started. Yes sir, reading you loud and clear.
Roger. Your go for APU shutdown on time.
Right, we're going for APU shutdown, so yes, we're on target. So the beeps are increasing in pitch, the temperature's rising. We're now over 100 degrees. 130.
Now Romeo, Ohms 1 not required.
Ah.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Right, the computers have primary control over primary functions. This is all sounding good. As I said, we're not actually going to see anything. It's
130
yes.
degrees centigrade.
Recommend vector transfer to the DFS.
Right, we have vector transfer to the DFS, so we are getting very close indeed. So we might just see a puff of vapour coming out. Oh, what's happening?
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
Did we see anything?
32 minutes.
We can't see anything.
Liftoff on Apollo 11.
So how the hell do we know that it's worked?
Tower clear.
We've no idea if it's worked or not.
Mission 41B, the first flight of the orbital Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
So if the vapour's completely invisible and we're not able to actually smell it or anything because it's too toxic, how do we know that this has actually fumigated a beehive? Everything's invisible. We know it works on cheese. Because you can smell cheese. It's worked. What? It's worked because it says. It must have worked.
It worked.
It must have worked. If it said that, it wouldn't say that if it hadn't worked, would it?
Oh, amazing.
So we probably just like need to have a look inside the heating pot and see what is remaining. If it's all nicely heated up and vaporized, then it must have gone out the fan and down the tube into the beehive. Let's have a look. Right, so let's undo the chamber, have a look what it has done. It's not too hot. And in there should be the remains of our oxalic acid. Yep, I'd say that that has definitely vaporized. So again, it's quite hard to see. I can see smoke coming out of it, actually. There's a very little bit of fumes coming out of that. Yes. There's a bit of residue in there, but most of it's gone. So where could it have gone? It's just gone down the tube. That's all. We have successful vaporization of the oxalic acid. Beep! The heating chamber is empty. Okay, it's day 2 of testing the vaporization machine, and I've had an idea, and that is to operate the machine at a safe distance, obviously without the top on, and that way we can see at which temperature the vapour starts to come off the heating side of the machine. Then we can go back to the Arduino and actually reprogram it to start the fan when the vapour starts, finish the fan when it finishes. So let's put a bit of acid in here. Half a teaspoonful. Press the button. Everything's okay. Yes. Press the button.
Vaporization sequence has been initiated. Evacuate the area immediately. I repeat, evacuate the area immediately.
Right, stand behind the camera. Right, then. So I've got a nice dark background behind the machine. So hopefully we should actually see the vapour. So let's zoom in on this a little bit. There we go. Might actually be able to see the screen from here. Let's have a look. Oh yes, yes we can. That's good. So that's 61. Right, can't see any vapour. I know that the melting point of oxalic acid is 101, but how accurate is my thermometer? Because it's not inside the pot, it's underneath it. So there'll be a little bit of a temperature error there. But I expect to see fumes at somewhere close to 100, I guess. Right, let's have a look at the top of the pot again. There we go. Can we see anything? Not yet. Nothing. I see no fumes. Coming up to, I think it's 95 degrees. Can I? Yes, I can see something. Yes, there's definitely fumes starting there.
100 degrees centigrade.
All right, lift off and the clock has started. Yes, sir, reading it loud and clear.
Roger. Your goal for APU shutdown on time.
Can't see the fumes very clearly on the camera, but there's definitely a few fumes started there. Yeah, you can see them on the camera now. Yes, yeah, I can see it on the camera screen.
130 degrees centigrade.
Nominal Miko, Ohms 1 not required.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
The dark background's helping. I've put a dark background behind the machine. Yes, we can see the fumes now. It's not a lot of fumes. It's not like it's huge, great big clouds. It's quite sort of gentle.
Recommend vector transfer to the BFS.
Roger.
Plenty of fumes coming off now. So it's fairly obvious we need to start the fan much earlier, at lower temperature and for quite a lot longer. There's the fumes there now. I can't even smell it, I can't. I'm so far away from it that it's not really a danger to me. And there's a bit of a breeze, so it's blowing it all away.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Power clear. Liftoff at mission 41B. The first flight of the orbital Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Yes, it seems like the Arduino needs reprogramming slightly. Okay, one more test. Hopefully this will be the final one. I've made a few adjustments. I've changed the timing, moved some of the audio files to different places. Let's see how this performs. Same deal, leave the top off, look at the actual fumes coming off, and it's just a case of adjusting timings. Here we go.
vaporization sequence has been initiated.
Roger.
Evacuate the area immediately.
Evacuate the area.
Repeat, evacuate the area immediately.
So again, let's zoom in on the display and look at the temperatures. Focus. So 15 degrees and rising. I've set the blow time to 360 seconds, which is a whole 6 minutes of running the fan for 6 minutes. Temperature set point is 140, so during that 6 minutes it'll come up to 150. The thermostat kicks off at 140, but there's a little bit of a time lag, and it will come back down to 135 and then back up to 140 again. So there's a bit of a cyclic thing going on there. Okay, the temperature's still quite low at the moment. It's only, what's that, 40 degrees. No, it's 67 degrees. 68. Okay, the first audio signal should come on at 100 degrees, and then I've actually set the heater to come on at 110 degrees. No, I repeat, I've set the fan to come on at 110 degrees. Let's just zoom out of here a bit. Coming up to 100.
100 degrees centigrade.
All right, lift off and the clock has started. Yes, sir, reading it loud and clear. Roger.
Your goal for APU shutdown on time.
Alright, can we see any fumes coming off? Yes, I can see a little bit of vapour. We have vaporization. Fans come on, and so at this point it will be blowing that vapour into the beehive. So this is about right, really. So it's blowing that vapour into the beehive. Let's zoom in a little bit, see if we can actually see the vapour on the camera. It's quite hard to see. There it is. Yes. It's quite windy today, so it's getting blown away fairly quickly. So in the beehive, this will all get blown into the beehive by the fan, which you can hear whirring around in the background. Temperature's still rising. Seems to enjoy a little bit of a cook. See some bubbling going on at the top as well. It's boiling.
130 degrees centigrade.
Nominal Miko, ohms 1 not required.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
There she blows. Fantastic. Lots of vapour there. That's going nicely. Lots of bubbling. Perfect. So the heaters are still on. It seems to enjoy this. So when the heaters go off, even though it's hot, vaporization stops. Lots of lovely vapours there. I just heard the heaters clicking in and out, so it's reached 140. Let's just have a look. It's stopped producing vapour. That's because the heater's clicked out, which is okay. That's what I expect. When the heater clicks back in again, the vapours will start again. The blow point's still running, still got 200 seconds to run, so it's enough time for the heaters to click back in again and do a bit more vaporization. So that's the heater clicked back in again. I can just hear it. There he goes. Don't see any more vapour coming off yet. Takes a bit of a while for the temperature to start coming up again. 120 seconds left on the fan time. Yeah, there's a bit more vapour coming off now. This is working as expected. But the heaters aren't, it's just coming up to 140 degrees again. The heaters are clicking in and out a little bit. 80 seconds to go. The heater's off at the moment. And there's no vapour being produced at the moment. It's got 50 seconds left to run. Temperatures, I can see it on the screen, it's 141. We're producing no vapour. Heater's back on again, it's got another 22 seconds to go. Will it produce any vapour in this 20 seconds? Can't see any yet. 5 seconds. 4.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
That's it.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
That's the end of it. Heater's off, so it's finished. No vapour is coming out of the top anymore. So I'm guessing it's all gone. Look at that. Excellent. Success at last. Okay, we're in a real live beekeeping situation now, and we put the tube into the entrance of the hive. We then do the old oxalic acid. There's a bit of residue left over from the last test. Just empty that out a little bit. Teaspoon, a teaspoon of oxalic acid. On one with that anyway. Really? Go on then. We don't actually know what these bees are going to do when they've become suddenly blasted by oxalic acid. They might all come out in a huge, great big swarm, engulf us. You'll get stung.
No, I won't.
You won't get stung?
I won't get stung.
You're just going to run away. Fair enough. Yeah, that's alright. Great. Okay, press the button. Oh no, we've got to connect the battery. Must connect the battery. Connect the battery. It's all up to you now, Susanna.
Where's the button?
On the front. On the front. On the
Which
actual
is
panel.
the front?
No,
Oh, this panel.
this panel there.
Okay.
Yeah, you find it?
Button. No. Oh, still the button? It's on.
And we just follow the instructions.
Vaporization sequence has been initiated. Evacuate the area immediately. I repeat, evacuate the area immediately.
It's telling us to evacuate the area. It's because the oxalic acid fumes are harmful. So we do need to kind of move away.
Okay.
Let's watch it from a distance. It sends us some audio kind of signals about what's going on when it reaches certain sort of temperature points,
Alright.
so that we know it's working. Otherwise we'd just be stood here thinking, oh, what's it doing? Is it working? Have we actually fumigated our bees or not? Might even see some vapour coming out of the hive, I don't know.
Okay.
It's quite warm today though, isn't it? So it's like, you know, with steam. Wouldn't see steam on a warm day so easily.
What are the beeps for?
Tells you how hot it is.
Okay.
So the beeps keep on increasing in frequency
Right.
as the temperature rises. So that basically lets you know that it's working properly. You hear the pitch rising.
Yeah.
The bee come out. You see that?
Nice.
The bee just came out of the entrance. Be interesting to see how many bees actually come out when this thing gets turned on.
Yeah.
Whether it's like really disturbing for them or not.
It's like something out of an early Doctor Who movie.
Yeah?
The noise.
Do you think it's sort of quite sci-fi?
Yeah.
Like your phone?
Yeah.
100 degrees centigrade.
All right, lift off and the clock has started. Yes, sir. Reading you loud and clear. Roger.
Your go for APU shutdown on time.
I prefer it with a British accent.
What?
I prefer it with a British accent.
It's from NASA. Got Richard Hawkins, or what his name is.
Okay.
He's British. Should actually come on in a minute. That's the fan come on.
So it's blowing the fumes in now.
Yeah. You see anything? Can't see anything. Heating element's still on. See a red light on the front of it.
Oh, okay.
It's getting hotter and hotter. There's a bee by the tube there. There's two bees. Flying right towards you. There's another one. There's at least three of them in there now.
130 degrees centigrade.
Nominal Miko, ohms 1 not required.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
They don't seem to be too bothered about it though.
No, they don't.
No. Well, to that oxalic acid vapour is like extremely toxic. But bees don't seem to mind it.
I hope not.
Yeah. People have been using the vapour for ages, maybe, well, years, maybe decades. So it's nothing new to use vapour. I can see it's reached optimum temperature because the heating LED's gone off. The red LED, did you see that?
Yeah.
It's just got the green one on at the moment. That's the fan.
able to see the vapour if it's sneaking back out of the hole?
Yeah, if it's really cold, like a frosty morning, or like -5 or something, you'd see it steam because it's so warm and there's lots of wind as well. If you went closer to it, you'd smell it.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad for you. Give you a really bad cough. Basically dissolves your lungs. Bees coming out. It's gone back in again. Yep, and it's gone back in. It's obviously not bothered by the vapour. I wonder why it's so bad for us and it's not that bad for bees. I don't understand that. Do you think if they're breathing it in as well?
Yeah, but they're bees and they're humans.
Yeah, slightly. It's 82 seconds to go. Should have a cup of tea, shouldn't we?
Yeah. Have you not made a little gadget that will make tea down here for you?
Yeah, at the same time. Should have a little tea making thing on it, shouldn't it? Next time. That'll be in the version 2. A coffee machine or something. Heater's on.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
That means it's finished.
Great.
When the eagles landed.
Is it safe to pull the tube out then?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. You might get stung. So. Job done.
There we go.
Yep. Okay,
To the next one.
next job, next one, next beehive.